Law Beats. Law Beats.
Yup. We in the building. Once again, we are back. The Players Pit with D-Son. We're in the building. Let me get my ticker scrolling to the bottom. How I sound, ladies and gentlemen? We had some technical difficulties setting up. I think it's the snow, man. Like, y'all be careful out here. I was supposed to reset my modem now that I think about it. Let me move my camera over, guys. Y'all let me know if I'm too much over. You know what I'm saying? All right, that look like that's about right. Make sure my camera don't fall off the joint. You know what I'm saying? That's a $3,000 camera. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Welcome back, y'all, to the pit, man. Welcome back, man. Y'all know we normally inside of the Facebook group, but Mark Zuckerberg, man, y'all know, buddy been treating me like a criminal lately, man. Like, what he be on with me, man? What's your man Mark Zuckerberg be on with me, man? My man, first off, we missed. First off, we missed last week. Well, no, the week before last because I was in Facebook jail. Come back last week with a fire, Joe. Shout out to my homies, Jawan, Dane, Rev, Michael Curtis. Come back with a fire show last week, right? Then I turn around for the Super Bowl. I want to go live for the Super Bowl. Now I'm talking about, and I can't go live for the Super Bowl. I see I'm temporarily blocked from going live. So I'm thinking like, okay, maybe they on some Super Bowl type shit. They don't want nobody. You know what I'm saying? I tried to go back live yesterday. Same thing. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe, maybe they making sure that I'm decent, right? You know what I mean? I try again today, same thing. So I'm like, you know what, bro? The show got to go on, man. Because Facebook, y'all, it's Facebook. It seems to me like Facebook is doing a lot of censorship lately. Like, and it's like I can't really get down with that, man. It's like, you can't say anything. Let me turn my phone off, guys. I'm sorry. Let me get that up out of here. Like you can't do nothing, bro. Like you can't do nothing on Facebook. But with that being said, man, once again, man, welcome back to the Players Pit Power Hour. I don't even want to call it the Power Hour no more. We got to keep it consistent. We just gonna call it the Players Pit Show. I'm your host, D-Son. Got a dope show on tap for y'all tonight, man. I got my man Fabian Chatman in the building, backstage area right now. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, y'all. Fabian, if you can hear me, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, give me a thumbs up so I can make sure I'm good. Make sure I'm decent. All right, good. Got my man Fabian in the back. Coach extraordinaire, vice president of the AAU Illinois Fierce, assistant coach for the South Suburban Bulldogs, like South Suburban College Bulldogs. I got him in the building. I did some research on South Suburban today, right? 26-0. Like they out here, like some of the scores is on some other. Like some of the scores is on some other. I'm like, God damn, like they got it on rookie mode, man. They have it on rookie mode. But before I bring him up and we get in that bag, right? We got to talk about the Super Bowl. I wish I was live on Facebook right now, man, because if I was live on Facebook right now, bro, it'd be lit right now. It'll be lit right now. I owe Cooper Kupp an apology, bro. I'm gonna let y'all hear the applause, baby. Let me know in the back. And you can hear that. Yeah. You know, I want to make sure because sometimes my shit be bugging, man. It didn't go off last week, but I owe my man an apology. Cooper Kupp, I owe you an apology, bro. Like, it ain't really much. Honestly, it ain't really much to say. It ain't really much to say, man. That man did everything that I said he couldn't do, for lack of a better word. He did everything I said he couldn't do. Now, as much as I would like to say that, you know what I mean, he's a system guy or, he ain't a lead or what. Look, bro, the numbers don't lie, bro. The numbers do not lie. Now, he did it in the regular season. I was like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, what that mean to me? Like, what that mean to me? You feel what I'm saying? Because, I was being stubborn. I was being matched up. I'm trying to find this graphic. That I downloaded, and I probably didn't get a chance to download it because I was trying to see what was going on. But long story short, you know what? I can't find it, guys. I'm sorry. Long story short, bro, he did everything I said that he couldn't do. Now, like I said, I was being stubborn. Oh, he triple crown with him. I'm like, well, you know what I'm saying? I was with everybody else. Well, we playing the slide. You know what I mean? Like he ain't Odell. You know what I'm saying? He ain't, he got two-way goals. You know what I mean? Like playing out the slot. I was on that team, bro. I was on that team. But yeah. Like I'm here to tell y'all on some real shit. I'm here to tell y'all on some real shit. We ain't doing that. We not doing that no more, bro. Like, you gotta give Buddy his flowers. You gotta give Buddy his flowers. Okay, here we go, y'all. I got it up. Guys. I got it up. We gotta give Buddy his flowers, bro. Make sure we gotta give Buddy his flowers, B. Look at that. Triple crown, offensive player of the year, Super Bowl MVP. Jerry Rice is the only wide receiver in NFL history to do all of those things in her entire career. And Kupp did that in a single season. Bro. I just gotta give him this flowers. I seen him do it. I seen him do it against Tampa when the chips was down. I seen him do it in the Super Bowl on the biggest stage that you can possibly have. Odell went out and everybody and their mama knew that Kupp was going to have to be the guy. And he did that and then some. And then he gamed them. Cooper Kupp, I apologize. I see you handcuffed as elite. Fuck the haters. Hey, Cooper Kupp, I apologize. I just had to be real about it, Andrew. I just had to be real about it. I've been slandering Buddy, not slandering, but people been telling me all season that he was elite. And I said, no, he not. And I came up with every excuse in the book why Buddy was not elite. Every excuse in the book why he not elite. I ain't doing it no more. If you want to argue to me about Cooper Kupp, I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. Like, why? You know what I mean? Like, why? At this point, why? It's the same thing with y'all who also all of a sudden starting to hate on Matthew Stafford. I don't know what that's about. It could have been because he was a Detroit Lion. That's probably what it's about. But y'all got to get off that too. We not doing that. We not doing that. If both Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford mid, if they both mid, then the Bengals should be ashamed of themselves. Flat out. We are not doing that. I think it's only right. I used the same platform. I had a bunch of 3, 4, 5 different guests on here saying Cooper Kupp won the league. And I was, thank you. Now it's only right that I say he elite and give him his flowers in the process. One more time. Now, moving on, man. Shout outs, man. Y'all know it's Michael Jordan's birthday today, man. I want to show Mike some love, man. Ain't my favorite player, but I mean, ain't my GOAT. but you know what I'm saying? We're gonna show him love, though. You know what I mean? Like, and the reason I want to show him love, man, because it's funny because I woke up this morning. I ain't been feeling too good. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all can hear it in my voice. You know, I'm a little sick. I'm a little stuffed up. You understand what I'm saying? But yet I'm still here giving y'all my flu.
38 points for the King. 88-85.
I'm still here giving y'all my flu game. This is my flu game podcast. this is my flu game podcast. You feel what I'm saying, man? You know, man, I feel what Mike was going through at the time, man. If you're in the building, man, in the comments, man, leave your favorite Michael Jordan moments. I'll plaster them on the screen as a banner, just like I did with this Cooper Kupp is elite. Fuck the haters. Throughout the show, just to show love to Mike, man, on some real shit, just to show love to Mike. Now, football season is over. Now we about to get into the nitty gritty, right, of the NBA basketball season. It's up. It's up. Last week, we talked about the trade deadline, obviously, James Harden, Ben Simmons, and all of those guys. We have now All-Star Weekend coming up. I'm not really, and y'all can let me know in the comments if I'm bugging. I haven't been a big fan of All-Star Weekend in a long time. I think the last All-Star game I really was excited about was and I can't remember the year. But I know I was I might have been in grammar school and I think about it. But the T-Mac, not the T-Mac, I'm sorry. Yeah. That All-Star Weekend with that dunk contest, they had T-Mac, Vince Carter, Steve Francis. I can't remember who else, but those was the 3 top guys at the time as far as like dunking was concerned in the league, I think. And then that All-Star game was crazy. You know, Iverson, Iverson, Vance, Kobe on the other side, Duncan, KG. Like that was like the last time I was like really excited about an All-Star game. If I'm bugging y'all, let me know in the comments. But All-Star weekend really don't do it for me no more. Like, I don't know if I'm older, I'm being a party pooper, but the events don't seem as exciting, even when they add the new shit, right? Like, I know they mix up the teams now, like they have captains and they select the teams and stuff. It still is pretty bland to me. Like, I know the one in Chicago though was kind of lit, and I'm not just saying that because obviously for the obvious, but the game, I know that game was lit. Like they was getting after it. But I ain't seen a dunk contest that's been lit in a while. I think you gotta say Levine and Aaron Gordon. But before that, the All-Star game was like the dunk contest was fading off. Like it just don't do it for me no more. But by it being All-Star weekend and we going into, to me, that means that we going into the second season of the NBA. Post All-Star break. This when it get lit, in my opinion. Like this when, yeah, and I think it's been mid too. And this when the NBA get lit for me personally. I know some people, they watch NBA games every single day. They got the package, or they find the and when I say package, I don't mean like the package. I mean like they got the NBA package. You know what I'm saying? They watch, and I'm not just talking about the games that come on TNT and ESPN and ABC. I'm talking about they watching the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Memphis Grizzlies. Like, you know what I mean? Not saying that they trash or whatever, but they watch all the games. And for me, I can't do that when the NBA season just starts, because to me, the NBA season, and this is just me, I feel like it's too long. That's for me, right? And the games don't really mean nothing to me. Like games in February and January, October, November, who give a fuck, right? Like teams, like they get teams are just they gelling. But post All-Star break, it ain't that many more games left. Teams are starting to jock for position. You got teams now, they working the waiver wire. Shout out to the Bulls signing Tristan Thompson. I kind of like that move. But you got teams working the waiver wires. You got teams trying to gear up for a playoff run or a championship run at the trade deadline. This when the games start to matter to me. So I expect to see better basketball in the second half, because I tried watching some games in the first half and none of them. Maybe I was watching the wrong games, but nah. I like when the games mean more. This is a part of why I like college sports better, which is a good segue for my guest when he comes on in a little bit. But this is kind of the reason why I like college sports better, right? It seems like those games mean a lot more, and I'm talking about football and basketball. You know what I mean? Like when, I don't know, if Vanderbilt beats number 1 Kentucky, they storm in the court like it's pandemonium. It's lit. You know what I mean? Like they tearing down light poles and shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like college football. And of course, it's a little bit more, I think it's a little bit more open now, obviously, because it used to be a time when you lost one game in college, it was over for you, which I thought was crazy. But now, since they got the college football playoff with 4 teams, I think they should probably extend it to 6, maybe. I don't think you need 8. But anyway, that's besides the point. Now when you, I'm sorry. Now, though the college football games, though, they mean a lot. You lose one game in college football, you can't lose another one. If you lose 2, you're probably not making it to the playoff. Like, you're probably not making it to the playoff. It's a good chance. Back post playoff with just the BCS bowls, you lost one game, bro. Depending on when you lost that game, you probably weren't getting back up there. You feel what I'm saying? But that makes those games mean so much more. It makes those games mean so much more. I don't feel like on a professional level, and this is going to end up being the clip because I didn't try to get into this bag, but it's the truth. I feel like on a professional level, the games really don't, it just seems like they don't mean that much to these guys until like the chips are down. And for me, as a fan, not really my thing. I want to see guys go out there and, go balls to the wall like it's game 7 every single night. But I understand guys got to take care of their bodies. You know what I mean? Things like that. It's a marathon and ain't a sprint. I get it, man. But as a fan, I want to see every game look like it's the Super Bowl. Every game like it's You know what I mean? Like it's a game 7. You feel me? Now, with that being said, I already told you guys about my guest today, man. And we're gonna get to him as soon as I get back from this break. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. I'm gonna introduce him as well. Y'all go ahead, grab y'all a little drink real quick. We're gonna be right back in about 45 minutes. I'm sorry, 45 seconds. Go do y'all thing. We gotta update that plugger up there. Like, you can subscribe to DSONTL. That's my personal YouTube. You can see some of my vlog stuff, but you really need to be subscribing to the Players Pitch Show on YouTube. I gotta make sure I change that. Once again, welcome back, guys. About to get into this bag with my homie, man. I first discovered my man inside the Players Pit Facebook community, inside the Facebook Players Pick group. And again, this is what I be talking about. Like, you never know who y'all be talking about in there. Well, who y'all be talking to in there, right? I did some digging, right? I was like, man, let me see who my man's is. You know what I mean? Because I see you. He ain't everybody cup of tea in there because he be calling y'all out.
Yeah, man. Just talking a little crazy sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
You know how that go.
Yeah, but I seen you on live, right? I seen you on live with Rev. Rev was on the show last week. I'm not sure if you caught the show last week, but Rev was on the show.
I did. Yep.
Yeah, and I seen the live when I think you guys were like the first people that actually went live.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And I think y'all was live for a little bit. Y'all covered like the whole Jerry Rice versus Ray
Right.
Ball, so Jerry Rice in the modern NFL debate. Y'all covered Jordan playing now and LeBron and everybody else playing in the 90s and stuff like that. It was real dope. It was like, it was real dope dialogue, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted to reach out because obviously with it being basketball, now fully basketball season.
Yeah.
Basketball season and stuff like that. I want to start I don't want to say pivoting the content, obviously, because sports are sports, right? But, you know, we got to favor the basketball community right now. Obviously, what's the point of talking about football, right? So I reached out to you first and foremost. Then I did some digging and I saw like, oh, like you somebody out here in Chicago hoops.
Small potatoes, bro. I'm just really trying to do my part, you know.
Yeah,
make something happen. But we making it happen though. We getting there.
Yeah,
pieces
man.
in place.
Yeah, so I definitely want to first off, guys, this is Fabian Chatman, man, aka I want to give him his proper credentials. Coach Chatman.
Appreciate it, man.
You know
Appreciate
what I mean?
you for reaching out, having me up, man. Appreciate you sharing the platform, you know.
Absolutely, man. I definitely want to bring you on, man, and just talk. So let's start with the first, with the first title, everything that you got going on. Illinois Fierce Vice President, man. Let's talk about the Fierce, man. What is the Illinois Fierce?
So Illinois Fierce, me and my boy John Edwards, we started Illinois Fierce some years ago, man. It's been about 9+ years or so. Started off with a group of second graders and whatnot. Really, even before we got into AAU, we were doing camps, basketball camps, football camps, training. Probably were losing money for the first X amount of trainings until we kind of figured it out. Yeah. And we've been rolling ever since, man. Cheerleading. We're looking to get into soccer. So we go all the way from 3rd grade. We even got sophomores this year. They were freshmen last year. So we're bringing them back. And we just getting it going, man. Just providing opportunities for kids that need to get out there and coaches looking to coach, that type of stuff, doing it the right way.
What it sounds to me is that, excuse me, man, I'm belching, man. It's that Modelo.
I need one.
but it sounds like to me like you got like a resource for these young kids out here that want to get in athletics, or maybe they don't want to get in athletics. They just want to, learn some fundamentals and some skills and things of that nature. Sure. So tell me, like, how does one get involved with Illinois Fierce? Because I know I'm talking to you. You have an AAU basketball team too, correct?
Right. So it would just be as simple as getting in contact with me, or like I said, my business partner, John Edwards, or any one of our coaches. Hit me up, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. And just, hey, I got a 10-year-old son, daughter. I'm looking for them to get involved in this, or I'm looking for training, or just to get them off the couch, get them out the house. Let's get them into something they never played. However you want to play it, we got avenues for it. And if we don't have it, we're not hating, so we'll pass you on to the next guys that's got a lane for you. You know, if I don't have an age group, I'll pass you on to a guy that I trust that'll take care of your child the same way. So,
yeah, I think that's dope.
Yeah, that's really just how we work, man. We work close with a bunch of guys in the South Suburbs mostly. We kind of got the same mindset, so we real forward thinking in that regard. If I can't service you, let me get you to somebody who can. So
that's a good look as far as like not not hating, and also and not just not hating, but just like I don't have the space, I don't have the room, we don't have the bandwidth. You know what I mean? So let's put you on to somebody else that can that can take care of you. That can take care of you. So let's talk about you being the assistant coach at South Suburban College, man. Because look, I ain't know.
Man.
I ain't know. I'm not talking about I ain't know that you was the assistant coach. I mean, I ain't know y'all was doing people like that. Man. Now, I'm not trying to use this as a platform to bash teams, anything like that. I'm not trying to do that. But when you see some of them scores, bro, like when you see some of them scores, it's like, yo, like what are they like? What is going on? Like, do y'all
got a special group, man?
Y'all got D1 athletes on that squad, or
no, for sure. We got some D1 guys. I mean, we got a special group. So I moved back out here
because it's ugly on that squad.
No, it gets crazy at times, man. So I moved back out here from Portland. This was a part of the reason I went back. I came back out here. I was in Portland for about 18 months. I was coaching basketball and stuff out there. So I came back, and since October when I got back, nobody's talked about anything other than national championships. So when I came back here, that was like the expectation. So it was kind of surprising to me too, because clearly this is my first college coaching job. So I'm looking at it like, I've got to take your lumps along the way, and you got to learn from these losses and different things. And then I don't know the competition level, so I'm kind of feeling that out. And I'm looking like, hey, man, is everybody bad? Or are we really good? Or what's going on? And then I'm trying to figure out what's what. Because when I got here, we did a bunch of tournaments and jamborees. Before our season started, we were a 500 team. So we were I think we might have been about 7-6 in like all our preseason games and whatnot. So, but we had 3 preseason All-Americans. We've got a couple of guys who are going to be in that consideration, maybe honorable mentions for All-Americans and stuff like that throughout the season. So we really grew into a tough team. Like, man, like I said, 26-0, got our last regular season game on Saturday against a tough team in Wisconsin. So we got to go out there to try to cap this regular season. But in the grand scheme of things, this ain't about nothing. It's been about nationals the whole time. So that's still really what it's about. We just got to get through these games to get to that end goal, So, but, man, we got a special group, man, for real. We got a special group, 3 preseason All-Americans, probably 4 D1 guys. For sure. If 2 of those guys come back next year, you're talking about potentially 2 of the best JUCO players in the nation. So we'll see. You know what I mean? Bright future next year and this year for sure. So we're doing something special. We just gotta finish it. And don't nobody care about 26, 27-0 if you ain't win the whole thing. So
I feel that 100%, man. I went back and I was looking. And I just went because I've been seeing you post on Facebook, obviously, right? Then I paid attention. Then I looked at one. I scrolled through one post. I'm like, damn, 24-0.
Yeah,
South Suburban. Okay.
Yeah.
So I go on the website today, and I'm looking. And I'm scrolling down, and I'm like, yo, like it's ugly.
Yeah, it gets crazy, man.
I went to Kish, man, and I see y'all did them dirty too.
Yeah, we do Kish dirty. We did them kind of bad, but Kish is tough though. Kish is okay. They got an okay team, But really, I think we just really got a special group, man. Yeah. We really have a special group here, and we just trying to cap it off. You know what I mean? I think our margin of victory is like 25, 30 points.
Nah, it's up there. That 30 might be a little low.
It's up
Judging
there,
by the
though.
scores I saw, that might be a little low.
It's up there.
Now, you have experience obviously coaching. And we're talking about coaching two different types of groups, right? Coaching the kids, coaching the young kids, coaching the young adults, right?
For sure.
I don't like to call college kids teenagers, even though to some they're not far removed. But I definitely believe they're young adults. Can you talk to me about like the just the difference in the approach in doing such, especially by you doing both? Because I know you're juggling both at the same time. Most times, right?
Okay, so and let me say this real quick. Let me back up from my story a little bit. Just so people kind of get it clear. So with me, I started off volunteering, right? Country Club Hills Cougars, where I played football, Country Club Hills Park District basketball. Like did that for a few years. Ended up getting in at Gage Park because I was working with the Urban League. Got at Gage Park. I assisted over there for free. And then I kind of worked my way into football. My boy, your boy too, Vince Bland, got me in at Marion for football. So I parlayed that.
One time for me, though.
Yeah, that's my boy. Me and Vince played at CLD together. Nice. Parlayed that Marion linebacker position into a position over there with the freshmen at Marion Catholic. So that's when I really kind of started getting my feet all the way into it, right? So, and I tell people this all the time because a lot of people looked at me like it was a joke when I'm like, oh, yo, no, I'm the freshman coach at Marion and stuff like that. They like, what? You a football guy. You don't know anything about anything or whatever, right? So I say that to say it's like you said earlier, people never know who they're talking to or who they're dealing with or what position people could be in or who can help you get to a position or what opportunities, come with this stuff too. So it's like if you're watching this stuff and you want to do something like it could be done. You got to work your mouthpiece and you got to work your ass off and study this shit. But you got, it can be done. So I just kind of wanted to say that piece, right? But as far as me with dealing with 9-year-olds or dealing with 19-year-olds, you find a lot of common ground with this. You got to be honest. You got to people recognize your intent. So kids know whether you're there for a check or you're there because you genuinely mess with the kids.
Absolutely.
So and all of this ties into this. Like you see my shirt, Bam, Youth Guidance.
Yeah. Which is pretty ironic that you weren't wearing that considering where we're going with this.
Exactly. But I work for Bam at South Shore High School. So I go from the high schools at 7:30 in the morning straight to South Suburban to practice. Then I might go to Cal City for our 7th grade practice or whatever, So it's like really with this stuff, like this is my life. You know what I mean? Like I'm living it for sure. So that's why I'm a certain way too on in the pit and stuff like that. It's like, all right, man, y'all.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Shut up, man. Yeah. So it's funny though, but you gotta be straight up with these kids, man. You can't BS these kids. You gotta be genuine. And at times it's difficult because you build a relationship with people and you gotta break news that they don't want to hear or they don't, they might not be ready for it. You gotta get them ready for it, that type of stuff. So it's a balancing act, but generally, if your motives are good and your intent is there and you're honest about what's going on, like they can't do nothing but respect it,
Yeah, let's talk. So, and I want to talk about the development portion, right? Because you are the VP of
Fierce.
Say it for me because I don't want to.
Illinois Fierce.
Well, I know with the Fierce, but is it you're in like the development like a development coordinator, or are you like in charge of like the development of these athletes, right?
Right.
Now to stay on, on us talking basketball, you hear a lot about how AAU culture is kind of minimizing basketball, right? And things of that nature. So by you being a VP for Illinois Fierce, who has a hand in that and things of that nature, is that something that you see often? And I'm pretty sure you probably don't see it from a Fierce standpoint, right? Because I'm pretty sure you guys are bringing in the guys and the people that you want to develop the talent that you have, obviously. And they're going to do it the right way, teaching these kids how to play basketball the right way. But from other programs, not saying bad mouth other programs and things like that, do you see the different approach, and can you see what a lot of detractors of AAU basketball see?
100%. I can see it. I've seen it both ways. So one of the best things I heard from a brother named Chris Thomas, he told me there's a lot of money in bad basketball, right? So that's what you're seeing is a lot of people, like, you got a son. Say you want your son to play basketball. Okay, we could start a Fierce team. You could be the coach. You got a 9-year-old team for your 9-year-old son. But in reality, you might not have a lot of interest in coaching other people's kids. You just want your son to do well. So I roll out a whole team for y'all. I have a tryout. I get you 10, 12 kids to show up. But you roll out there and you just let your son dribble up and down the court and shoot all the shots, right? Because it's your son and that's your primary focus. So, like, a lot of times that tends to be what happens. Or it might just be me and D-Son want to start a team. All right, cool. Let's hurry up and get 12 players so we can start collecting this monthly fee that we're going to charge them to be a part of this team and whatnot. And then we just pocketing the money and putting them in whatever tournaments. So I see it both ways. The thing is, you're not going to be able to stop that, right? So it's like you're never going to be able to stop people from making money that type of way. And it's 2022, man. It's just kind of, you're fighting a losing battle, right? We can't try to condemn all AAU sports because we need it, all AAU basketball, because the truth of the matter is, this is from a guy who coached high school basketball, most of the offers and the looks come from AAU. You're in the gym more times with those coaches than you are with your high school coaches, with college coaches around, right? So you need that avenue. Now, it don't have to be Mean Streets. It don't have to be Mac Irvin, but you need that avenue for spring, summer basketball to get your game in front of more coaches.
Absolutely.
Because the reality is, if you go to Bremen, and not a lot of even D2 coaches walking in Bremen. So if you get on some type of AAU circuit and you get in some decent tournaments and you get out there and you get 23 in the game on somebody, that D2 coach gonna be, oh, well, who's number 22? Who's number 20? Who's that? Who is that kid? Where does he go to school? What's his name? So you need it. It's just a thing. But the fact is, it's problems in all things. It's like, nothing's gonna be perfect. So I see it in AAU, but it's just it's something that doesn't really, we're so far beyond it. There's no point in even really arguing it. Mm-hmm. There's no point in really arguing it because it's not going anywhere. It's so far along that it's not going to change. It's only going to keep spiraling how it's spiraling in just its natural kind of course of action. So it just kind of is what it is. I try to just tell parents to be on the lookout for certain signs. Don't give people your money if they're not developing your kid. He said, stop hating on money. My fault. Who was that? That looked like my partner right there. That's John right there. So
shout out.
He's just talking. But yeah, that's really just how it is, man. It's just something that's a part of the game now. It's just
what about the development portion, right? Me and Rev, I'm gonna bring Rev up because you're familiar with him, obviously.
Right.
We were talking about I think the argument was the mid-range game, right? And I want to use the mid-range game as an example. Obviously, we know a lot of it is a lost art. But his argument was more so that the mid-range game is more so a lost art because it's not being taught. And my argument was more so I find it hard to believe that guys can't make like if all because Steph Curry, and he's an anomaly, obviously. For sure. But all because he decides to shoot 93s doesn't mean that he can't shoot a mid-range. You see what I'm saying? But that goes hand in hand with what I want to talk to you about anyway, as far as the development of these young guys and how it trickles up, not down, right? It trickles up to the AAU ranks, right? And then to the college ranks, and then eventually to the NBA, right? What's your take on the development of players nowadays? Do you think it's any different from when you were coming up?
What's funny? It is different now. I just had this conversation with some former coaches in a Facebook group yesterday, Carvel Bailey, Tim Townsend, and they were just saying, well, who's going to train the trainers, right? And it's like, this is something that you could probably appreciate. We're in the same generation. You hear a lot of older guys saying, oh, all y'all want to do is shoot threes, right? Or all y'all want to do is this. And it's a big generalization, right? So, which is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. But who's teaching us other things, right? Because that's a big part of this. Okay, all of you 45 and older guys, why aren't y'all teaching the 32-year-old trainers? Why aren't y'all their mentors?
Nice.
Who's teaching them? Because that's really the issue. Because if you want to come back and say, okay, Steph Curry, one person ruined a generation of people. All right, let's take that premise, which doesn't make any sense. But let's take that premise. Let's say that. Okay, well, who are the guys that were before Steph Curry that are there to reel people in? Where are those guys? Because, it's Rico Hines is a coach for the Sacramento Kings. Like, he's 40-something plus basketball guru. Like, he's not teaching De'Aaron Fox that.
Right.
So it's like there are guys teaching games, teaching the right way. I think it just becomes generalizations, right? So they just say that this is what happens. And the game changes, right? We don't play back to the basket, throw the ball in the paint 42 times a game anymore. That changed. Nobody's trying to hold on to that. Nobody's saying, hey, get you a center like Hakeem Olajuwon and do this and do that and play inside out. Nobody in the league, in the NBA plays like that. Not one team. So it's like we pick and choose what we want to do. The facts are, things change, man. The game changed. The game changed once it became a thing when people realized I could either get a layup or open three. You know what I mean? Or open three as opposed to working 7-8 dribbles for this mid-range shot and getting into the heart of your defense. That's what they started doing. And then analytics and people discover, hey, this is the difference between us scoring 106 points and 118 points. And it's X amount of shots.
I had I want to go off of what you said, like who's teaching, right?
Yeah.
I had a coach back when I played for Mid City. And bro, like he would scoff at us shooting threes.
Yeah.
Like everything, you scoring two ways on this team. You get into the bucket or you're going to the line.
To the free throw line, right.
You took a three, you was out of there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because he always believed it was a better shot, which was obviously a layup.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started coaching in the Park District, it's funny how those same methods, the way I was taught to play the game, how I moved it down to the kids that I was teaching.
Of course.
I hated seeing them shoot threes.
Of course. Of course.
First of all, you can't shoot like that to be shooting threes.
Yep.
Get your little to the basket.
Get your little, yep.
But I think it also comes from just the way you were brought up, right? The way 100%. You were taught, the way you were coached. Now, the ones who
let me piggyback off what you just said real quick, because it's exactly the way you were taught, right? And the thing is, as a lot of people know, well, maybe a lot of people don't know, because you perceive things one way and then you relay them. You try to relay them the same way, but it's not always the same way, right?
Absolutely.
So, and you have to grow. So it's one thing, somebody taught me this, but if I'm coaching other people, I have to realize now that the shots are different now, right? So what was a good shot for me in sixth grade in the year 2000 or 1999, for sixth graders now it's different. It's a different good look. The look is different now.
Same.
It's not the same. Kids can hit that three in sixth grade now. We couldn't.
Yeah.
Because we didn't shoot it enough.
Yeah.
They've been shooting it since second grade. We're different now. So that's a part of it too, right? It's like, all right, Fabian, you can't shoot that because you haven't been shooting it. But D, yeah, all right, come on. If you get a good shot and you get a good look, shoot it. Because that's how you're going to get better at doing it. And that's another thing that it's a generational thing, right? You have to grow up. You got to loosen the reins some, because it's not the game isn't the same how we were taught. It's just not. Getting to the free throw line and layups and back to the basket isn't the way. It's not the way that the kids are playing as far as spacing and up-tempo offense and even just passing and cutting. It's just not the same, you know. So that's just something we always kind of gotta grow with it. As we teaching it, we gotta grow with it. You know, we can't teach them what we learned because what we learned is outdated.
Do you see some things from the things that we might have learned coming up, you know, when we were playing or back during the prehistoric age of basketball, you know, with the bigs and the back to the basket? Can you see that style of play being successful now today?
You have to totally build your team around that. You'd have to totally, like if you had Shaq today, I give it to you. You'd have to build a game around him. You'd have to put all shooters around him, great passers. You'd have to look inside to Shaq, and Shaq will have to be willing to catch it and turn and throw it back out when the double team comes to the open guy for the open three. So it can be done. Like the Magic did that with Dwight Howard.
Magic did it with Dwight Howard, yeah.
But that's 10 years ago or so. The game now look at that game, right? That game is completely different from the game we play now.
Yeah.
From when in the Magic was probably one of 2 or 3 teams doing that in the league then. You know, so it's like the game completely changes. It's like 10, 12 years. Like it's gonna be a completely different game, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just it's difficult because too, even with that style of play, you're gonna have to be really patient to get the ball inside, and you're gonna have to play hell of a good defense, man. Because people are gonna just trade you those twos.
Yeah,
people will give you that dunk just for the opportunity of a clean three on the other end. And then if you get a dunk and we get that same opportunity, now we up 6-4. And that's how
right.
people look at it, you know. And
3 is better than 2.
3 is better. Easy 3 is better than a hard-earned 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they're looking at it. Now, an easy 2 is an easy 2. If we get something going to the hole or we get fouled, that's fine. But an easy 3 is better than a hard-earned 2. If it's going to take us less than 12 seconds off the shot clock, it's going to take y'all 18 seconds. And then we get to rebound and we pushing it back up. It's like, we're going to add more possessions to the game. And y'all style don't benefit from that. What
is something from back then that you would like to see implemented now in today's game? Especially being a coach and then also being somebody who watched those 90s basketball and knowing about 90s basketball and just seeing how things have, you know, evolved and changed. Is there anything back then that you'll take? And,
you know what? I'm not a huge fan of the game back in the day, right?
You know how I am about it, but
man,
that's like, another story, right? Go ahead.
Call it toughness. I call it fouling.
Absolutely.
People call it pure point guards. I just call it guys who couldn't really score like that. So it's like, all right, you know, I guess I would like a little more toughness, I guess, but you can't clothesline people. You know, that's fouling. You know, I never understood that too. People would say like, "Oh, Steph Curry couldn't do this back in the day." It's like, why? Why wouldn't he be able to? You know, that's like, unless you're literally gonna hold him in front of you, like you couldn't stay in front of Isaiah Thomas, but you could stay in front of Steph Curry, right? It's like, oh,
yeah, the logic don't make sense, right?
Yeah, it don't make any sense. Grant Hill averaged 30, but KD wouldn't do nothing. So,
yeah.
Okay. But yeah, man, I don't know if I really want to see too much come back from there.
Let's switch gears real quick, right? So let's get back on your coaching, right?
Okay.
And I want to tie that into mentoring, right?
Okay.
And the effects that positive coaching can have on these young men, regardless if they make it to the next level or not, right?
For sure.
I tell people all the time that some of my best role models, my best mentors were my coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Like 100%. Like 100%. Is it a way that you convey, or should I say I don't want to say adapt, but let's say integrate. Is there a way that you integrate just your nurturing and caring and mentorship to these players alongside with coaching? Because I know a lot of times that goes a long way with a lot of these players. A lot of these players come from different households. They come from different communities, different surroundings. You know what I mean? It's a whole different beast that they deal with outside of the gym, outside of the game. So them coming into your gym, them coming to you to coach them and things of that nature, it hits different for them.
Right.
Can you tell me? Yeah. Can you tell me how that affects you? It's not just the coach, but the many hats that you have to wear as a coach. Because I don't think a lot of people understand that. They think you just say you draw up a play, you have practice, you coach in the games. It's like, all right, I'll see y'all next week at practice.
Yeah.
But you got a lot of times coaches got to be the coach. Sometimes they got to be stand-in dads.
Yeah.
Like sometimes they got to be the mentor. They got to be the older brother, the pastor.
Yeah.
You got to be all these different hats, right?
Yeah. No, for sure. And I think that's a good question. I think luckily for me, it's fairly easy because it's kind of like what you see is what you get. So I'm always the same way every time, you know, whether I'm dealing with a 10-year-old, a 20-year-old, it's just maybe a little less cursing or whatever the case. But it's like I'm the same type of person. So that's easy for me, you know, the mentorship, the coaching stuff. It all rolls into the same. It all rolls into the same stuff. So for me, like I said, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna give you the best thing to guide you on the field, off the field, on the court, off the court, whatever, right? In the hallways, that type of stuff. Real quick, I'll say, kid I had at Marion, Julius, he didn't want to hoop no more. Didn't really want to go to college. Smart kid though, super smart kid. Marion Catholic, graduating, 3-point, whatever. Not really a college kid. Don't really care. His pops worked in a union somewhere, making decent money and stuff. I said, hey, man, look, don't go waste nobody's money going to school. Let's figure this out. Holler at Pops. Me and him talked to his Pops. Pops got him a job his senior year, working with him, making a nice chunk of change his senior year. That kid now is up, reselling shoes, got his own little business, online store and stuff.
Yeah.
And he just told me he was thinking about going to school for some stuff. And I'm like, yo, bro, that's the way you play it. You know what I mean? That's how you play it until you figure out what you want to do. Because I tell my kids this all the time too. Like, look, I'm going to mess with you regardless, bro. Like, we cool regardless. You don't got to hoop to be cool with me.
Right,
you know what I mean? Like, you got my number, hit me. It's nothing. So you got to be like that type of person with people, right? And it's about whether I'm in the hallways, whether I'm, like I said, wherever you catch me at, I'm the same way. If you need to holler at me, holler at me. If it's something I could do, I'll do it. If it's something I can't do, I'm going to say I can't do it. Let me put you in contact with somebody I know that might be able to do it, you know? And then it's like, really, that's the piece. And I'm not too cool for a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Let me not keep cursing on your stuff.
I feel what you mean.
Yeah, but I'm not cool. I'm not too cool, right? So if I don't know something, I'll ask. You know, if I don't know something, you asking me for help. Hey, bro, I don't know how to do that. Let me figure it out. I never fixed on a car in my life. Let me call my boy and figure it out for both of us.
You know? Done.
Yeah, so because it's like you just got to be. It's that honesty piece, transparent, you know. And it's like that's what they respect. Because kids hit me after they graduate. Man, Fabe, you told me this. And I said, I already know, bro. It's cool though. What's up now? What can we do? Let's fix it now. Let's get on it now. You know, we can't go backwards, so we moving forward. So, and I don't think it's enough people in that role or enough people with the right motives. You know, I'm lucky enough to be getting paid to do what I enjoy doing.
Yeah,
because I used to do a bunch of jobs that I hated, and now I'm just worked myself into a position where it's like, okay, every day I can wake up, I can positive with my time. I don't hate going to work in the morning. I get off work, I go to another job. I love that. I spend my spare time doing something else that I love. So it's like, it can make sense, you know, but you just got to work it. And there's some stuff I've been at for a little minute too. So it's just really starting to make sense for me too. So who people that's doing it out there, you got to stick with it, you know, and it'll come together for you.
For sure. So what's your being the VP for the Illinois Fierce, right? Which is obviously taking up a lot of your time along with being the assistant coach. Do you have like an end game for what you want for like your coaching career, or does it kind of transcend just coaching?
Well, Fierce,
because a lot of people don't want to just coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Fierce, the end game for Fierce, we want a facility.
Nice.
We want a facility. We want to be able to host our own tournaments, our own football stuff. We want to be able to have some classrooms in there to do some after school programs. Like we want to, that's the long goal. That's the long game. This coaching thing in the meantime, I'm just trying to ride it as high as it's going. It's like if you catch me in a year or two on somebody's D1 bench, then that's just where I'm at that time. And a couple of years from that, if I'm in the league, then that's just where I'm at,
Right.
So I'm not knocking nothing,
Right.
I'm
not
not
knocking. As
knocking.
it comes, right?
I'm taking it exactly how it comes, man. And honestly, man, things have been working out for me in this realm, So just get in here and work my mouthpiece and just try to keep climbing this ladder as high as it goes. So I'm not one to set limitations or box myself in with certain things of that nature,
Yeah, absolutely.
So we just riding this thing out right here. Get this national championship and see what happens,
That's gonna be beautiful, right?
Bruh.
You win a natty, man. Like
Bruh.
what does that do for the for not just does South Suburban have any natties?
No. Nope. So if we end this season, we'll be the first undefeated team, first undefeated season, and then if we win nationals, it'll be the first national championship here.
Man, that's unbelievable. Man.
Nah,
I gotta give it
sure.
up.
Man. Appreciate it. You gotta let me know when we're ready to get a little ignorant, though. We about to. I gotta talk Cooper Kupp. I want to talk about my tier idea because I want to put tiers on all you cats, man.
We about to. I'm gonna go to a quick break. When they be back, we gonna get a little ignorant, man.
All right, bet it up.
What's up? This is Big Prime from Prime Taco, home of the famous hot Cheeto burger. And if you ain't rocking with 76 seats, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Yeah. Shout outs to my man Slim Jonathan Daniel, aka 76 East, doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? You gotta excuse me, man. I always get something coming through the phone, you know what I mean, every now and then. Now it's time.
Let's get to it, man.
It's time. It's time for this last 20, 25, 30 minutes. It ain't normally. See, I normally don't have a time limit on the show, Fade. Like last week, we went 3 hours. I uploaded that to the bus driver. Bus driver was like, "Hey, bro, look, you're going to have to pay some more choppy because you're taking up all the space over here."
Right.
But, it's time. So you say you want to talk Cooper Kupp. You was in the backstage area when I was talking Cooper Kupp, man.
Yep.
I never knew how you felt about. I don't recall seeing how you felt about Cooper Kupp.
Okay.
So I'm kind of gonna let you go ahead and hop on that because I'm pretty sure you're gonna let me know if I was bugging or not. I gave my man his flowers. I ain't talking about him no more. I'm done.
I got a real quick question for you before I go. So, what did it for you for Cooper Kupp? Was it the 92 yards or was it the 1 yard touchdown? I'm asking. No, it's a legit question. At what point in that
did you say the 92 yards or the 1 yard touchdown?
I'm trying to figure out, was it at what point during the game was you like, yep, that's it.
Nah,
at what point of the game?
For me, for me, man, I've been giving it the Cooper Kupp pause. All season. When everybody was telling me that he was elite, I was like, nah. Because to me, it's only two elite receivers in the league, and that's D-Hop and Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I still feel that way. I don't think Kupp is in that tier, but he ain't gotta be in that tier to be
elite.
To be elite.
See, now I like that you said that, right?
He ain't gotta be in that tier to be elite. I'm not taking him over them at gunpoint, but everything I asked him,
I think it might be 10 guys I'm taking over Cooper Kupp.
Yes, yo.
You know,
Sure.
and I think that's kind of universally accepted. See, I think people like to say things, but it gets difficult when we add these things, right? Like elite, because then it's like, what's that? What is elite? Because you said it's only 2 elite guys.
Yeah.
So now if we going off that, we know Cooper Kupp's not in that caliber. Oh man, we have to know that.
Listen.
Oh man. Oh man.
He did everything that I wanted to see him do. Like you want to know, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like what he did to Tampa with the money on the line, that was elite shit. Blown coverage, okay, whatever, right? Whatever. So let's say you eliminate that, right? Bruh. No Odell, you already ain't have Robert Woods. Everybody know, especially on these last 2 drives, that you the one getting the rock. That Matthew Stafford was giving you the ball and they couldn't do nothing about it. Mm-hmm. To me, that's elite level shit, especially in the Super Bowl. It's like we're not talking about week 7.
I agree.
We're not talking about week 7 against the New York Jets. You know what I mean? We talking about the Super Bowl. And they trailing. Mm-hmm. And they trailing. Mm-hmm. Odell is not there. You haven't had Robert Woods, and you still that's the elite shit. That's what did it for me. For me, it was like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? Like, cool. You got me. I'm gonna shut up. I'm not saying nothing else about you, Chief. You got it. Now, how does he get into that Adams and Hopkins tier, right? You got to put those years back. You got to put those years together back to back. You can't just have one. But I want to clarify when I say this. I'm not asking you to do the shit that you did this year every year.
No,
you're not going to do that every year.
Yeah, you're not going to.
You're not going to do it.
Compete at a high level.
Yeah,
be amongst the top.
Yeah, you put together them years. Yeah. Year 3, year 4, year 5. Remember Antonio Brown had about 6, 7 of them things.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think my question is too, it's like if we put Cooper Kupp on Green Bay, he kills on Green Bay. Like you take Adams off.
Is he playing with Devontae Adams?
No. You take Adams off, you put Kupp on. Does he kill? He's got a great Hall of Fame quarterback.
I don't know why not at this point. I don't know why not. Now, does he do what D-Hop was doing with trash cans? Probably not.
Of course not. No, see, I don't even know. I don't even want to take it to that point. But you think
he's
over 1,200 yards?
Yeah,
15
which is possible with 17 games now.
Yeah, that's true. It's 17 games now. That's true too.
1,000
yards ain't nothing too, but 1,000 yards is like 70 something a game. It's like
when you do the average, it'd be like
but I don't see how he gets open enough to do that. He couldn't get open against the Bengals, really. So let's put this game in real life context, because when Odell went out, the Rams were dry. The Rams were dry for a long stretch.
They were.
There was a lot of punts going on.
They were.
And the last drive, he came up with a big catch. It was like a 20-yard catch or something like that.
Before you go on, can we admit that people got Odell fucked up?
Well, I think only Cooper Kupp fans got him fucked up.
Like
they
Odell set the tone.
Yeah. I mean, see, and it's difficult, right? Because there's a reason why people aren't saying, okay, Stephon Gilmore, go stick Cooper Kupp because he's going to kill us, right? There's a reason why people aren't doing that.
I do agree.
Because if he was that threat, that's what they would do. Because when Devontae Adams lines up in the slot, Jalen Ramsey follows his ass right to the slot. That's how it goes with those level guys, right? Even a guy that's not even that level, A.J. Brown. Guys are following him where he goes. There's a guy that's following him. It's not just, that nickel can take him or that outside linebacker can take him. Nope. It's not happening. There's a guy that's on him, and there's a call made. With Cooper Kupp, that's not happening. And honestly, what I think the reason why it's not happening is because people don't think that he can beat them alone. You need Robert Woods on the outside. You need OBJ on the outside. That creates this other dynamic where we can't do this, right? So they say
I don't think he's the best receiver on the Rams at all.
So how is he elite if no other receiver on the Rams is elite?
I think Odell is elite.
Still elite. Oh, okay. Okay.
I think Matthew Stafford proved that he's still elite, and I feel like that just shows you how bad Baker Mayfield is.
I'm with you there.
You know what I mean?
You there because Odell, people don't really get his importance of what he's bringing, and I think it's just so many guys, right? Like it's so many guys like that could fall into this category of the Rams have probably the most innovative offense, probably the best coach. Well, I don't want to call him the best coach, but one of the best coaches in the league, definitely one of the best offensive minds for sure. Yeah. So it's like the game plan to get this guy touches is ridiculous. If the Bengals put the effort to get Jamar Chase the ball, how they put it into getting Cooper Kupp the ball, but really too, Jamar Chase is different because he's the number one guy on that team. So it's like you're already. So it's difficult, but same with like a cat like Justin Jefferson or something like that. Like, I don't see how Cooper Kupp compares to Justin Jefferson at all. Like, I don't
think he's better than Justin Jefferson either.
And I don't look at Justin. I guess Justin Jefferson might be elite, but I'm looking at Justin Jefferson is like here and Cooper Kupp is like here.
Okay.
That's kind of how I'm saying it. So it's like, how are we? I
understand.
Yeah.
I understand. All I know is, listen, I can't.
Good job. You delivered.
Yeah, you delivered.
I'm not a Matt Stafford guy either. So
I ain't doing that. We not doing that, man.
He delivered when it was time to deliver. So you gotta respect it.
I respect it.
The win. I respect it. But you can't come back to me telling me Matthew Stafford going to the Hall of Fame now, or Cooper Kupp's gonna be this now. Like, see, I'm not willing to debate Matthew Stafford going to the Hall of Fame. I feel like it's way too. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, let him keep playing. Yeah, let him keep playing, and we'll see.
Let's see where his numbers is at the end. You know what I mean? See where his numbers is at the end.
For sure.
Now, before I let you also get up out of here, man. Okay. Now, this is going to be a great clip for the Facebook group for everybody who don't know on the playback right now. If you're listening on Spotify, you're watching on the YouTube on the playback, or watching us right now live, you don't understand the amount of energy in the Facebook players pit group.
Man,
the debates are always crazy. The takes are always off the chain. Crazy. The arguments and the fun is always off the chain. And it got to the point to where my man Fabe here wanted to have tears.
Yes.
He wanted to break up the debaters, the group of 700 of approaching 700 members into tears.
Yeah.
Athletic background tears.
Yes.
Basically saying, if you ain't played before, shut up.
Yes. Or not even that though, right? Because you know what the tears would do? It would let people know who you are before, and now they know how to read your comment. Because you can't get up here talking crazy and you ain't played nothing after 8th grade. So it's like, all right, cool. And it's not to say that people who haven't played anything after 8th grade don't have an opinion. But humble yourself, bro. Act like you know, act like the other person the person you talking to know what they talking about. Because somebody might call you, hey man, shut your dumb ass up. You don't know what you're talking about. All right, what are you again? Oh, shut the hell up, man. Because people wouldn't even talk like that if their tear was written on their forehead. They wouldn't talk like that.
I'm gonna tell you one of the funniest things, man. And this is why I created the pit. But it's not the sole reason I created the pit. But as far as like the Facebook group is concerned, because I didn't think about creating a Facebook group until like after the fact. The idea I had for the Players Pit wasn't even this podcast. It wasn't even the Players Pit Facebook group. We were just finishing up season 1 of recording our series. Like I told you on the phone, like I look at this like the platform really as like a means of like athletic education, right? Not physical education, but athletic education, right?
For sure.
You know, so you get a chance to talk. You get a chance to see exactly like behind the scenes what it takes for these guys to do what they do. even on what you might view as a casual fan on a lower level, right? Like, to, a lot of people they don't know that, and I say this all the time, they don't know that the person that you could be talking to or debating with, or even, be crossing paths with, like, bro, like, they was a somebody at some point. I'm saying they're not a somebody now, but they was like really like that at some point in time. And even if they wasn't even really like that at some point in time, the shit that they doing now is different than the average Joe. Coaching a 26-0 JUCO team is not what the average person is doing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, playing football in the white division is not this, you know what I mean? Like, that ain't, you know what I mean? That ain't ordinary. Yeah. So when I created the Facebook group, it was like, okay, like, for me, it was a means of not just having like a stop hub for like all my content, obviously, but to put some people in there, like people who would play at the game, coach the game, or have a different outlook on the game, different from like your regular casual people. It'd be a good mix. It wasn't really to start like no smoke and like start no debate, but I also wanted people to know that, hey, sometimes you got to be mindful, because I know a lot of the guys in there that have played or coached at a certain level, right? And I be seeing people say something to them, and I be like, bro, like, I don't even think you really
don't know
like,
who you talking to.
Like, dude was like, you know what I mean? Like you can't tell him how to play receiver. You never played receiver, and this dude played receiver in the Catholic League and in the Big 12, like, bro, like, who are you talking to?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And reality, my whole tier thing, it was a joke, right? It's a joke.
But everybody started
but it's serious. And then you see, though, right? People only get offended. So the most people are prideful people.
Yeah.
Because really, I would have no problem telling anybody, I haven't played basketball past 8th grade in any type of really significant way, right? I have no problem saying that. I have no problem saying that. Right. Because at the end of the day, I know the game of basketball. You know what I mean? So whatever I'm talking about is going to be credible. So I don't have a problem saying that. Only person who's going to have a problem saying that is a prideful person. It's like, oh, well, that don't matter. Or what does that mean? It's like, no, it means something, because I'm not going to talk to a person who hooped in JUCO a certain way, even though I'm coaching JUCO now. I'm not going to tell you how to do your crossover. I might say, you might want to try to do this, but I'm not going to tell you how to cross people over.
And
I don't know how to cross people over.
And I also, like you said, prideful people don't know how to defer, right? Like, I just use like Dedrick, for example. Right. Like, because I did a 101 on him. Y'all make sure y'all check out that 101. Cheap plug. Y'all make sure y'all check out that 101 on the YouTube, on the Players Pitch channel. 101 with Dedrick DeWalt. Fire episode. I got a new one that just came out with Sidney Lewis. I got 3 more down the pipe that I'm working on right now. Dedrick being there at Boston College wide out and got drafted, getting pro looks and things of that nature. Like, I don't have a problem like debating with Dedrick. You know what I mean? Telling him things I might feel.
Right.
But there is a level. It's a certain level I will only go.
Yeah. You're not going to tell him about different releases off the line of scrimmage.
I'm not finna, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to tell him that shit don't matter.
Right.
I'm not going to tell him, like, bro, like, nah, bro. Like, nah, because this is a guy who, like, did that at a high level. Right. Like, at a high level. And I think the problem is most fans, most casuals don't know how to defer. And a lot of times they don't know who they talking to, because, again, these guys that they don't know their history. They don't see them on billboards and ESPN commercials and shit like that. You know, you don't even know that you don't even know that dude was like that. You feel what I'm saying? Flu game coming out.
If you recall, what made me say that post was because somebody said they wouldn't trade Lonzo Ball for Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
They said that. They said that. And it was me, you, and maybe 2 other guys that were saying, what the hell are y'all talking about? We're talking about Damian Lillard, who's one of the best. And they got, chemistry. And meanwhile, Lonzo ain't played in 20 games and the Bulls still the number 1 seed. Yeah. But if we had, Dame Lillard, and I was just like, wait, what are y'all talking about?
I just think it's A, hometown bias, and B, people just be having preconceived opinions about a lot of these players, right?
Yeah.
Like, bro, like Damian Lillard is that's a special NBA player. You know what
One
I
of the
mean?
best
Like,
NBA players in the league.
yeah,
In the
like, you know
world.
what I
One of
mean?
the best basketball players
Yeah,
in the world.
yeah, he didn't had a slump this year. Yeah, he hurt and things like that, and people
Yeah.
use that against him, which is fine. Like, shame on you. But you
Right.
know, like, I don't even.
But we
It
weren't
gets to the
talking
point.
about Zach LaVine. We were talking about Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Like, we weren't even.
Zach LaVine, okay. Like,
I mean, honestly, whatever, right? Whatever now. But
yeah.
it's like okay. I'm not talking about, and I said this in the post. I said, we're not talking about your first or even second best player. We're talking about your third or fourth best player for a superstar, a guy that's never made an all-star game for a superstar. And it's like, no,
Yeah, I'm
defense and chemistry. I saw, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
y'all don't,
I mean,
y'all just don't know. Or maybe I'm just too easy to get trolled, you know.
No. Trust me. They believed everything they were saying.
I thought they did too.
I'm gonna have me another Modelo too. Gonna help me get all this flu game up out of me.
Yeah,
Before I'll let you get up out of here, man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Great show. Definitely great show. Definitely great insight. I want you to give your parting shot on basically and we kind of touched on it earlier, but what would be your vote of confidence? I like to say your vote of confidence, but like your words of wisdom for any aspiring coach who wants to get into that realm.
Man,
I know you got some insight.
First thing I say, go volunteer somewhere, bro. Go volunteer somewhere. I tell y'all this too. I'm gonna give y'all some real game right now too. If y'all really want to coach basketball, football, baseball, track, anything, volunteer to do it on the youth side. So we can kind of, I don't want to say you don't want, but you'd rather get some experience before you go on and start dealing with high school or college, right? So at least get a little bit of that, even if you're doing it at the same time. Go to your local high school. Say if you're good on the money side, you're good, you work, you're good, you can make it happen. Go to whatever high school. Maybe you know a guy at. Maybe you don't know a guy. Maybe go to the school you went to, you graduated from, whatever school's in your neighborhood. Say, hey, let me talk to your head football coach. Coach, I'm looking to volunteer, looking to get into coaching, whatever, right? I'll volunteer with the D lineman. I'll help y'all secondary coach out. I'll do
Just
it
get in
free.
there.
Get in there. Learn the game. Learn how practices work. Learn how the high school game is work. Learn how all of this stuff goes, right? And then I guarantee you this. If you do that, you'll get paid the next year. I guarantee you that. At that school that you volunteered, you'll get paid. Maybe if you do it at a college, maybe not. But if at high school, they're going to pay you. If they see you willing to come and do this stuff for free, they're going to pay you the next year. Then figure that out. Don't be scared to ask questions. Ask the head coach. I don't care if you older than them. I don't care if you black, they white, or whatever. Ask some questions. Bug them. Get their number. Bug them. Coach, man, I know you said we switching to the 3-4 defense. What should my linebackers do? Or what are the linemen doing on this? Or I was wondering about this. Do you think we should make this type of adjustment if we see this? Or show them that you care, right?
Be a sponge.
Get involved. Be a sponge. Talk the game. Learn the game. Then you got to fuck with the kids, man. That's going to be the end all be all. If you got a good relationship with them, they're going to want you back. Because then when you're not there, they're going to be like, damn, what Coach D at? And then when the other coaches hear that, that means something. You know what I mean? Your word's going to mean something. So you get in there and be legit with them kids. Talk to them straight up, honest, everything about it. But I'm guaranteeing you this. Go volunteer for your youth, your local youth team. I know you can do that. 100%. I know you can do that. Volunteer at a high school. I know you can do that. And they're not going to turn you away. They're not going to turn you away, especially unless you go you go to HF or Lincoln Way East. They might have enough volunteers. Go somewhere where you don't have to be in the best program around. Go somewhere where you can help. And you say, all right, just let me get on the staff. I'll work. If they got a linebackers coach, I'll assist him. Mm-hmm. I'll do whatever, right? You get in there, figure it out, ins and outs. I'll guarantee you, you volunteer at high school for 1 year, 1 season, you're going to get a job the next year. I'm going to guarantee you. Even if, now get in there and don't be sitting in the corner too. You got to work your mouthpiece. I told you, when I got to Marion, I went there for football. I ended up head freshman coach, varsity assistant. I'm still good at Marion. You know what I mean?
Right.
I haven't been there in 2 years. So it's like, work your mouthpiece when you get in there. Get on the AD. Hey, y'all need somebody. Hey, I'm volunteering for football. You need somebody to volunteer for basketball? Or what? For volleyball? I could do the games. I could do the scorebook for this or whatever, right? Be around. Work your mouthpiece, and they'll figure it out for you, bro. Any stand-up organization, school, whatever, they're going to figure it out for you. They're going, because they don't want the other program to get you, the school down the street to get you, because they see you coming in, you have an effect on the kids, you got a good attitude, you're trying to learn, you're trying to grow. You might be the coach of their future. You know what I mean? And in reality, that's how these things go. That's literally my blueprint to where I am now, to coaching basketball.
I hear two things with that: consistency and networking.
Sure. For sure, that work your mouthpiece and work. You got to work, man. You got to put the work in too.
Consistency and networking.
I'm still at South Suburban. It's whatever time at night. I've been out of the house since 7:30 this morning. And I still got film to watch. I got other stuff to do. It ain't about nothing, though, you know?
Yeah, I want to be one of the first to say, man, good luck thus far on your undefeated season. You said the last game, the last regular season game is this weekend, right?
This weekend, we're in Wisconsin playing Bryan and Stratton, and they're a pretty good team. I think they won like 12 of their last 13.
Nice.
So it should be a good game. And then we're going to have regionals. We're going to be hosting our regional games here at South Suburban. So y'all tap in with my Facebook page, IG. Everything is just Fabian Chatman. I'll be posting whatever. And, yeah, show up and support, man. We finna try to get this ring. Y'all see me in the streets with this ring on, don't say nothing to me, man.
I hear you. I hear you.
Just call me champ and keep it moving.
Just call you champ. Man, Coach Chatman, Fabian, man. Fave, man, I appreciate you for coming on tonight, man. Dope conversation per usual. I'm going to tell you like I tell everybody else that come through here, bro. You got a red carpet, man. They got a red carpet at any time. You know, playoff season come around. Maybe when the off season, maybe when you in the off season, you know, from South Suburban, man, you might want to come through a little bit more frequently and talk some basketball, man. You know, I know you're a busy man.
Get me, CJ, and Vince up here to talk football, man.
My man Rink in the building. I see you, Rink.
On the real, shout out to Darius.
Yeah, man, I see you, Rink, man. I see you. Yeah, man. So that most
shout out to Thornton. They did their thing the other day. I seen that.
Yeah, you missed out, but you could catch it on the playback, Rink. It's all love, man. It's all love, man. You could definitely catch it on the readback.
For sure.
So with that being said, man, I want to thank you for being. I'm gonna be in tune with you when we awful lot. I'm gonna be in tune with you awful lot. I heard some things that I want to holler at you about for sure.
Get at
my
me.
flu game coming out, y'all. Excuse me.
Yeah, get at me, bro, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. So definitely appreciate you, man.
No doubt.
Like I said, red carpet. And yeah, man. I'll make sure I'm in tune with you, man.
Absolutely, bro. You need a guest. I'm here.
Yeah, I already know you down.
Let's go.
All right, boss, man. All right. Love. Yeah, guys, man, real quick. I'm about to go to a quick break, man. Real quick break. When we right back, we're gonna wrap it up.
He turned to bring down. There's a throw into the end zone, maybe intercepted down there by Lewis. And so just like that, a promising drive, but throws to an area. Instead, it doesn't give it.
Sidney Lewis, Chicago Blitz head coach. Vassar West High School, football track. The high school, I went out to junior college. So I ended up taking offer at the University of Wyoming to play football. As soon as I stepped on campus, whole coaching staff that recruited me left and went to the University of Houston. So I had to transfer to a lower level. So I transferred to Division II, which ended up being the greatest thing collegiate-wise for me. So I ended up transferring to a Division II called Grand Valley State, played football there, ran track there, won a national championship there, went 14-0. Head coach of LSU was my head coach, Brian Kelly. So coaching the Blitz now. They actually brought in another coaching staff. You know, I was asked that I wanted to coach then, and I turned the position down. They kept pressing, which wasn't a bad thing. They kept pressing, and I thought about it, had some conversations with some folks, and I decided to take the position. See, the dedication of some of our women is truly amazing.
Yep. And we back, man. Before we get ready to get up out of here, man, y'all make sure y'all tap in with the one-on-one series that I have on the Players Pitch Show YouTube channel. Just add more layers to the brand. Y'all already know we got the podcast. We have the YouTube series that we got coming out. Season 1's coming out really soon. Some dope episodes. I don't want to spoil it too much. Every time I get to explaining the series, I get the tongue twisting and tripping over my words. So I ain't gonna do it right now. But just know we got 4 dope ass episodes for season 1. And now I have the one-on-one series that I personally do myself. I edit, direct, and shoot myself. I had Dedrick DeWalt for episode 1. As you can see, I just had the Chicago Blitz head coach for the women's football team, Sydney Lewis, as my last one-on-one host. And I got some dope names lined up for the one-on-one, man. Some really, really dope names, man. So yeah, we just expanding the pit, doing different things. I'm learning different things as a creative, as a producer, as a director, and things of that nature. I'm just adding different layers to the Players Pit brand. So y'all make sure y'all support everything that we doing, that I'm doing with the Players Pit. Got some dope ideas lined up that I'm hoping to bring to the forefront. Before the end of the year. And yeah, man, we just gonna keep growing. We're gonna keep grinding. Appreciate everybody who tuned in tonight, per usual. For all those who listening on the playback or who do not have a chance to tune in to us every single Thursday night live here on YouTube in the Facebook Players Pit group. As well as, only 2 places. Oh, as well as the Twitch. Shout out to y'all in the Twitch who I'm sorry, y'all. To y'all on the Twitch who you don't get a chance to catch us live. You can always catch the playback already right here on the YouTube, right? Already right here on the YouTube. Also, you can also listen to the audio on Spotify. I edit and clean up the audio myself. I do everything myself, anything that's Players Pitch related, as far as like production and audio, things of that nature. So I try to get that out in a timely manner. We shoot on Thursdays. I try to get the audio edit out by Monday, no later than Tuesday. It's always out before I do the next show. So for you listening on the back, for you guys who might be listening to it on the playback, please make sure that you try to tune in to us live, because live is a different experience. We got the chat, throw some graphics up, some live videos, some things of that nature. So if you listen on playback, make sure you try to get in tune with us that way. Facebook, the Players Pit with D-Son Facebook group, go live in there on Thursdays, as well as on YouTube, as you can see now, the Players Pit Show. So y'all make sure y'all link in with us there. And the Twitch, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting the Twitch, the LEC Pod Network, my podcast network. We also go there. With that being said, man, y'all go ahead. If you in Chicago, most of you guys are in Chicago. Y'all make sure y'all safe out here, man. You're probably not taking your kids out in school tomorrow, because y'all already know how the trucks is. They not finna come and get no snow up for like the next 2 days. So keep your kids in the crib, man. Keep your kids in the crib. Ain't nobody care what Lori say, what TT Lori say. Keep your kids in the crib. It ain't that deep. It's Friday. Get them kids a 3-day weekend. With that being said, your host, D-Son, I'm out, y'all, and I appreciate y'all per usual, man. And trying to find my outro. Found it. Be safe. And also, before I let y'all go, your elite shirts. I'm going to say it one more time, because y'all be tweaking. If you got an elite shirt, your elite shirt is in. If not, you see it right here. Cop your elite shirt. I don't have any right here in front of me right now, so I can't show you up here. But cop your elite shirt now, especially for Cooper Kupp, since that shirt was created for him and he won MVP, man. Cop your goddamn elite shirts, man. $15 holler, man. With that being said, I don't want to keep y'all too long, man. Appreciate y'all once again. D-Son, I'm out.
Law Beats.
You said she been making you read. How much you got left?
That ain't even funny that she got the price. She got that page that you were giving her answers to. She got that whole page. Yeah, you was. This is the page she had in your face when I called what happened.
Yeah, but I think you got the answer. Like she, I just read that to her and she picked the answer. She picked the answer. I read it. She picked the answer.
Oh, we still live. Interview out.